former US President Donald Trump. He's been indicted. He's using this to his advantage. We saw his historic mugshot, which I thought was extraordinary. Taken at a courthouse in Georgia last Thursday. He's shared it to his Twitter profile. That's reactivated. Now there's mugshot merchandise, T-shirts, posters. He's raised $7 million or something like this. Is he revolutionising US politics?
I think there's no doubt about that. I think as much as people want to scream and shout about Donald Trump, he has absolutely disrupted the political process over the last 5 years or thereabouts. I always say he's a bit like P.T. Barnum, this guy. People, he's a showman. He loves to sort of show where the problems are, and he's done it again. That interview with Twitter with Tucker Carlson on Twitter has now had something like 260 million views. He didn't do the Republican primary, which had 12 million views on Fox. And this guy's got the gift. I mean, he is the absolute master of the show. Ron DeSantis has learnt the hard way how not to tackle the master. I think, look, my personal view is all of this is having a perverse outcome for those that are pushing this agenda. I think this is making him stronger. It's raising money, and ultimately, I think he is going to be the next president of the United States.
Yeah, I think it looks like that, and I support it 100%, as you know. All right, the Liberal Party did have a phenomenal victory on the weekend in the Victorian state seat of Warrandyte. Liberal candidate Nicole Werner smashed the competition. She got a 71.1% two-party preferred vote. There was no Labor candidate in there, but it's still a pretty good result.
Yeah, it is a good result. And look, she's a great candidate by the sounds of it. On paper, I don't know her, but what I hear about her, she's a good, solid Conservative. She's obviously someone from a multicultural background, someone who resonates with the community. And guess what? That's the sort of person that we should be running around out there, and they're the sort of people that are going to come up through the South Australian division as well as a result of the work we're doing. And this is a good thing, not a bad thing. These are people who share our message, who resonate with the community, rather than just another political staffer.
Yeah, OK. Now, speaking of messaging, Labor's got a misinformation bill. It's come under fire by human rights and civil liberties groups that have claimed it threatens free speech and democratic rights. It really is an imposition on communication for the average punter.
Yeah, it is. And look, cliches, be damned. We use them all the time. Orwellian is the one that comes up so often and probably overused, but this one really is. Actually earlier on in the year, I had a Freedom of Information application came in, which showed very clearly that the Department of Home Affairs were engaging the services of a foreign PR company to help locate posts from Australians and then refer them back to the social media companies. Both companies were, of course, foreign-owned in order to have those posts removed or sanctioned or quietened or, whatever. What this bill actually is going to do, and by the way, I should say, we now know that many of those posts were actually truthful. What this bill is now seeking to do is to really codify that practice in a sense. Huge fines for social media companies, public people like you with your with your online presence as well. Not that you would ever say anything that was untrue, but that's the point. The point is what is untrue and what is a mistruth or a misinformation in this bill is what the government says, which, by the way, has been wrong many, many times, Cory. And if people aren't worried about this, they should be. What I am pleased to say, though, is that this has caused a backlash. And I think this bill is it is as bad as you say, and I think it's going to need a lot of revision and I would say scrapping and throwing in the bin because we don't need the government telling us what's true and what's not.
Quickly, my concern, though, is that Labor and the Greens can team up and get anything through the Parliament. Right. So Labor really have to have an about-face on this, or the Greens have to be serious about saying they believe in civil liberties.
Yeah, well, I mean, what are the chances of that?
Likely none.
Absolutely none. So, look, this is a problem. I think our side of politics are opposing it, which is good. But this bill needs to be shot down urgently.
Yeah, the Australian people need to get up behind it.
They really do.
Senator Antic, thank you so much, and congratulations on an amazing effort this weekend. Well done.
Thanks, Cory.